Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. So the other hero which is going to be coming at launch of the new season is going to be Solise, the S level Wilder support, and we have her skills out on the Pioneer server. Keep in mind this content is subject to change by the official release, but as of right now she is a pretty effective supportive healer and actually being used even by top players in AFK stages right now, which we're going to show you some replays for. So let's go ahead and look at our ultimate. This is Life's Embrace, 300 pre-fill energy. Solise enters a nature-attuned state, releasing 3 waves of healing across the battlefield that each restores up to 220% of our attack multiplier health to affected allies. If an allied bulb sprite is affected by one of her healing waves, it sends a water ring for the blessed ally's position, dealing 30% damage to all enemies, and Solise becomes unaffected while casting the skill. So there are going to be 3 waves of pretty high healing amount, and it will reach all allies on the battlefield, and with the 300 pre-fill energy is pretty nice. So let's continue. Lifebloom Buds. Lifebloom Buds is going to be global range, no cooldown. When a battle starts, Solise sends a bulb to each non-summoned ally, blessing them with nature's gift. These bulbs provide 40% healing to the blessed allies every 3 seconds, and Solise becomes unaffected while casting the skill, I guess at the beginning of battle. During battle, each bulb can store any excess healing a blessed ally receives. So like from her healing, it can basically stack up some excess healing. And when this stored healing reaches 500% of Solise's initial attack, the bulb blooms into a bulb sprite, and the bulb sprite permanently increases the ally's attack by a value equal to 25% of Solise's initial attack. So now things get really interesting, because traditionally healers are just going to be, protecting your team. She's going to convert your healing into eventually higher damage, permanently increase the ally's attack by a value of 25% of Solise's attack, which is kind of like Velara's stat seal basically effect she has for AFK stages. So actually Shadow, who has been pushing in AFK stages right now, he was comparing Solise maybe to Velara for like AFK stages, and I think that's really because of this attack basically conversion. And even when Solise is defeated in battle, the effects from her bulbs and the bulb sprites stay active, but they can't grow or respond to her anymore, and it increases the healing provided by a bulb up to 100% of her attack multiply every 3 seconds, and this is planted onto all allies. There's a lot of value behind that. So moving on, Floral Favor, there's a 7-second cooldown, initial cooldown of 3 seconds, global range. Solise infuses her magic into potions to help restore up to 250% health to the weakest 2 allies. When Solise heals an ally who already has a bulb sprite with them, which is basically everyone, her healing bulb sprite. So everyone will begin with a bulb, but a bulb sprite is only when enough healing has actually been stored by the bulb. Now, if they have a bulb sprite with them, her healing grants a permanent shield that absorbs 250% damage for both of these allies, and the shield value cannot exceed 900% attack. Okay, so there you have more supportive skill. Then Hero Focus increases attack by 14% during battle and gains an extra 11% attack when an allied bulb sprite is present. Only one has to be present for this trigger. And then Resonant Bloom, her exclusive skill. When a bulb blooms into a bulb sprite, it grants a blessed ally a permanent blessing, increasing their physical and magical defense by a value equal to 4% of Solise's initial attack. But wait, this is actually physical and magical defense. Physical and magical defense by a value equal to 4% of Solise's initial attack. Now, when the total excess healing of a bulb sprite's host reaches 500% of Solise's initial attack, the bulb sprite permanently levels up, and the allied host gains attack equal to 7% of Solise's initial attack. The bulb sprite can be upgraded this way up to 3 times, which is like potentially another 21% attack, right, for each ally. So now you're really talking about 25% attack from this skill over here, Lifebloom Buds, and then with skill power even higher, but then also another 7% here. Maybe with upgrades it can be even higher than that, and it can be stacked 3 times, so there's another 21% total. Once a bulb blooms into a bulb sprite, the blessed ally gains physical and magical defense equal to 6% of Solise's initial attack, and then 8% of Solise's initial attack. But I don't know, this seems really minor, right? Physical and magical defense equal to 8% of Solise's initial attack, and only 1 time. After level 10, which is plus 10 exclusive equipment. Level 3, after bulb sprite reaches its maximum level, it permanently increases the blessed ally's maximum health by 450%. of Solise's initial attack. So yeah, in many ways, this is so similar to Velara. Basically, it's going to increase the health of your team, it's going to increase the attack of your team, it's going to increase the defenses of your team, but it's not going to steal it from the opponent, right? So Velara probably still is better, but for healing, Solise is better. Enhanced Force. When Solise is casting Life's Embrace, damage dealt by Bullet Sprite. Okay, that's her ultimate. Damage dealt by Bullet Sprite triggers extra damage equal to 2% of the total excess healing it is stored during his Bulb Sprite phase. The extra damage cannot exceed 110% of Solise's initial attack. So damage, I mean, this was pretty low to begin with, and it increases a bit. I don't know. She's basically not a damage dealer. So now when we take a look at these replays, they have been shared with me by Shadow, and you can see that Solise's damage isn't anything really important. It's just her supportive role and buffing role that she actually has for the team, which is kind of like what Velara provides for the team. Now the question is Solise more effective than Velara overall? I don't really know. So this is really the meta which is being used, especially for auto stages, because the healing from Solise, you know, Ulna protecting Saida, easily allowing Saida to get her 3 ultimates off, and then obviously from that point on, it's just a free win. And so it's a Celestial Hypogean team with Solise in the back for this healing, and overall, just pretty crazy. But I don't know, the thing is really, I do think overall Velara probably brings more to the table compared to Solise. However, for like autoing stages, maybe Solise with that additional healing might overall be a stronger option. And that's maybe what it seems like right now. But yeah, in terms of everything that's brought to the table, it still feels like Velara is better. But maybe you could use both together, you know, Velara and Solise in the same team, but then that might be overkill, right? That might be too much buffing, and you would have preferred to have more utility on the team, or like, you know, crowd control or damage. So overall, I think definitely she is an interesting hero. She has amazing healing potential, but also buffing potential. She has high potential attack buffs from the 25% from one skill, and then up to 21% with her exclusive skill when all of those are stacked up, which is like over 45% attack buff. And then she also has 45% health increase of your team after enough, basically, after enough stacking has happened. So yeah, I mean, Solise definitely is an interesting hero, I think, but mainly she's leaning towards AFK stages. For PvP, she has issues because, again, like, you're gonna have to wait for her to charge up her energy to cast her ultimate. That is going to take a long time. She may die before that. But like Solise, really to get the value out of her kit, she needs to survive for long enough and basically stall out for long enough to be maximum leveling all of these bulb sprites, which takes time, right? And she doesn't really have that time in PvP. She's probably going to die quickly or early on, or the match is going to be decided early on before she can get her full scaling. So yeah, I think Solise maybe an AFK stage oriented hero. Some people are thinking maybe even Lady Starfall in the Primal Lord coming up, because in that, like, you need to like support basically that water crystal thing, and like Solise, maybe her healing is basically going to be good support for that. Potentially she could be used in Primal Lord, but other than that, I'm not thinking her obviously for Dream Realm. I mean, she does have the attack buff, but like Velara has the attack buff and also defense shred, like, you know, it's like double value. And like, if you're already running Velara in the team, you're not going to run Solise as well, unless like you need some more survival. So I think Solise is really going to be kind of niche for boss content or PvP, but she could be maybe more on the meta side for AFK stages. But even then, Velara might still just kind of like overshadow Solise. So yeah, I think she's an interesting hero, definitely, but like, I'm not convinced about her, and I would wait and see before, like, yeah, not be recruiting for her right away. Yeah, basically. So anyway, guys, hopefully this is helpful. Let me know your thoughts about Solise in the comment section down below. Are you excited for her? Is there anything that you felt I failed to mention? Feel free to let me know in the comment section. But thank you guys all so much for watching, and if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.